Good morning, guys. Welcome to Power Up 365. How you guys doing? Do you know, if you know your numbers, you know your business. Knowing your numbers is knowing your business. Now, as we start off 2021, I've been doing a lot of strategy sessions and coaching with some companies. And yesterday I had a great session with a company, and I just want to show you guys the difference on mindset, on psychology, and knowing your numbers. So even myself, when I walked in and I had my kickoff function with all my staff, I wrote down a number and I said, listen, this is the number that the I International Group wants to achieve in 2021, right? And what I did with that number, I looked at the financial statements, I looked at the turnover, and I zeroed up. What does that mean? I put a zero. So if it's 1 million, I put a zero, I made it 10 million. Now, as soon as I go and I tell the team, listen, we got to achieve 10 million. And the first thing is when I start coaching guys and I go to them, okay, guys, you guys going to 21, let's check your numbers for 2020. What your numbers are. If they can't tell you your numbers, that's a mistake immediately. I mean, last year I went on a drive to put all my numbers in on software that is accessible to my phone, that is accessible at any time. And so I'm doing this transfer that I can get my numbers at any time. Why? Because my coaches, my mentors are saying, John, if you don't know your numbers, you don't know your business, right? And so I'm trying to tell people the same thing. How do you become a multimillionaire? You get trained by multimillionaires. You look, what do they do? And you do the same thing that they are doing. And the one thing is they know their numbers. And so I'm encouraging and I'm telling people, guys, let's get to know your numbers. And the next thing is, as soon as you zero up that number, something happens to you. You start, think about it. You're earning 30,000 Rand salary a month. Now I say, let's zero up that number. That's 300,000 Rand a month. Immediately you're going to go, now, come on, man, Johnny. 300,000 Rand. Where must I get it? How can I get it? That's impossible. What did Henry Ford say? If you say you can't and you say you can, you are 100% correct. So immediately I can see the limitation on the mindset of the person I'm coaching. I can see, listen, this guy it doesn't matter what strategy I tell him, doesn't matter what proposals we get there, he will never get there. And the number one thing is, in that session, I actually don't have the solutions. I don't have the solutions out there. But what I do know is I'm going to push you to zero up your business. I'm going to push you and we are going to talk about it. We're going to think about it. We're going to call experts in. We're going to call people in. We're going to look at all your services. We're going to say, okay, how much services do you have? How many clients do you have? How can we get you more clients? Can we increase the price? Do we have to decrease the price? Do we have to go to a bigger audience? What is your reach? Because it's just not enough to zero up the number. You can't just zero up the number and get motivated and say, yes, I'm going to do 10 million. Yes, I'm going to get 300,000 Rand. Then the next step is, okay, so let's put a plan together on how we're going to get there. Let's put a plan on how we're going to get there. Then we start getting into details. And you guys must remember, turnover is the oxygen of your business. It all starts. You've got to have turnover. But there is a bit of ego in turnover, because the reality of turnover is how much cash you keep behind. What is the profit? Now, you get an accounting profit and you get a cash in your hands. So I just don't see people playing a full game, being the best they can, if they don't zero up their business, if they don't get the psychology right of their business, and if they don't put a plan, a strategy together on how they're going to get there. Now, why do I tell you about psychology? Well, I will go coach some people, I'll go to the companies, and they will just write it off. I can see their language, their body language, how they speak. They know that's never going to happen. Yesterday, I had a great session. The guy's like saying, you know what? I said, this is your business. This is your turnover. Okay, so how are we going to get it up? And he's like, and I gave him a number. And he says, just Johnny, that's exciting. Now I'm excited. I've always wanted that number. Okay, so these are my ideas. These are your ideas. How are we going to get there? What were the serve? And that was a great session because the psychology was right. And then there are other people that don't even care. They say, I'm the best. You know what? If you are the best hero in your own mind, your business is in trouble. If you're the best person in your own mind, then if you're like the hero in your own mind, no one can help you, no one can add value to you, everyone is too expensive, I know everything in business, I'm the best, well, then that's the best you can do in life. Because you're not getting someone else on the outside to push you, to get you to think differently, to get 2021, it's thinking out the box. 2021 is thinking out the box. You can't go carry on doing what you've always done. You've got to think out the box. And what that means is you need a mastermind. And that's what I do. I create a mastermind. I go in there, I look at the numbers, I look at what the plan is, I look at what the strategy is. You can't just go into 2021. You've got to have a strategy in 2021. Okay? Cool, guys. So go look at your numbers today. Go get your, and if you can't look at your numbers, if you don't know your number, if you don't know what your salaries were, if you don't know what your expenses were, if you don't know what your cost of sales were, if you don't know how much assets you were, if you don't know the conditions of your assets, if you don't have a plan on how you're going to go forward, if you don't have new ideas, that's a problem. That's a problem. Get some help into your company, build a strategy around it, and what is the number you're going for in 2021? What is the turnover number? What is your expenses going to be? What is the net profit, and what is the cash? Let me tell you, in all the years that I've coached people like this, hardly no one ever gets to the number. Hardly no one ever gets. When we zero up that number, when we say you must get 300,000 Rand salary, if you're getting 30,000 salary, if you got a 1 million Rand turnover, and we say you must get to a 10 million Rand turnover, hardly no one ever gets to that number. But a lot of people get close, and a lot of people do 100% better than they were planned to do, than their mindset, where their mindsets were, because they went into the year with a mindset of, hey, I made 30,000 Rand last year, let me get a 10% increase, I'm going to make 33,000 Rand. I made a million Rand turnover, let me get a 10% increase, so I'm going to go 1.1 million. I mean, that's not how it works. You've got to zero up. You've got to think out the box. You've got to do something different. You've got to take some risks. That's how you zero up your business. That's how you have a strategy. And make sure you have a mastermind around you. Make sure you have people to talk about it. Make sure you go to a boardroom. You spend time, spend half a day, spend a day speaking about what is the plan for 2021. How am I going to zero up my business? What am I going to do? And be careful. Psychology is 80% of success. 20% is mechanics. And if you are the biggest hero in your business, if you think you know everything, well, then that's the best you can do. That's the best you're going to get. Thank you very much, guys. This is Johnny Eliades, your success strategist, and I will see you at the top. Cheers, bye.